everyone, welcome back. It's been a few days since I've been up here on YouTube, so I thought I would post a quick little video. I have been the past week working on reorganizing and straightening up my craft room, so I thought I would kind of show you the progress so far. I have my sloth sweatshirt on today. It's Sunday, and I've been just kind of chilling today. My husband and I had a party last night, so I'm moving a little slow like a sloth today, but feeling pretty good right now. So I thought I would show you some of the things that I've done so far and let you know kind of the remaining organizational things that I still want to do for my craft room. So let's get started. One thing that I did is I have this, I think it's Roskag cart from IKEA. And on this second shelf here, I had a whole bunch of paints. And I don't use my paints all that often. And I wanted to put my journal making pieces down here. So these are like my corner protectors, some of the thread that I use, different charms, jump rings, just anything related to when I go to put a journal together and decorate it. So I put that in there. And then on this little table right here, I have a little kit that I have all of, like I have my awl and my templates, my awl and my templates and needles and paper clips that I use to, when I bind my journals. And then I have all of my embossing thread in here. And then I have the book that I use to poke the holes with. So that's all close to my desk now, because it was, all of this that I just showed you was across the room. And let me show you where. All of those items were up here on this second shelf, and most of it was in here, except for those two white containers in that book, because they couldn't fit in there. And so what I did is I put all of the paints that were on that shelf in the cart and put them in here. And so when I want to paint, I can just pull that down, because I do use those paints a little less often, because it's acrylic paints, chalk paints, things like that. And then the other thing I did up here, these containers here are all of my mostly vintage, and then some like souvenir cards, postcards and things like that. So I put them in those two containers, the white one and the clear one, because they were just kind of precariously perched up there. So that's good. And then this is an old container that I got from Hallmark that has some cards in it. And I just left that there. I might try to repurpose that. So those are the first two things that I did. The next thing that I did is all of these books right here. These are primarily nature related, flowers, butterflies, bees, birds, etc. Edith Holden. I moved them onto this shelf over here, and then these are children's books right here. And these were, I'm going to try to move slowly, these were on this bottom shelf right here. And all of that was on the shelf that I just showed you. Well, these are all the things that I use when I go to put signatures together. So these are old ledger papers and stationery papers, doilies, school paper, paper bags, just a whole bunch of things. I go and I pull different sheets when I'm putting a signature together. And so I wanted to put these over here, because I'm going to start using this area here to kind of prep my journals. Right now I'm going through Ephemera, so just ignore that right now and trying to organize my Ephemera. But this is going to be kind of my staging area when I go to make journals. So I'll like having that right here. And then the shelf above that are primarily children's books. And so I just kind of put those back up there. I had a lot of them down when I was making little golden book journals and things like that. So I have those stacked up there nicely. And then the top shelf is where I have been keeping all of my Christmas ephemera and things like that. So those are Christmas little golden books. And then let me show you the Christmas stuff. I haven't put it away yet, because I still want to do some Christmas stuff. So this is my little Christmas pile here. Inside of this, is it this one? Yeah, inside of this one, I think you all saw these in one of my haul videos. They were Christmas cards from Barnes & Noble, and so I put my Christmas washi tape in there. Thought that was a great repurpose. And then this down here, and this I got from Joann's, 70% off. So I put Christmas ephemera in there. And then these things are just too big to fit in those tubs, but they're cards, things like that. And then this is a lot of Tim Holtz ephemera. And then these are paper scraps, Christmas paper scraps. So all of this will go up on that top shelf over there. So I feel good about that. I just don't want to put it quite away yet because there's a little more Christmas journaling I want to do in my December journal. So I just didn't want to have to be putting it away and then get it back down here in a day or two. So in this Alex drawer, this is one of the wide ones. I added some little labels here, if you can see them. So I have my inks, my stencils, my wood stamps, and my buttons and beads. And then this is my washi, and I put a note where I put the Christmas washi. So when I forget, I'll have that note to remind me. And then some more stamps. These are more of the acrylic stamps. And what I did, this has been fairly organized, but the thing that I worked on most recently is this drawer here. So this one was really overflowing. I almost couldn't close it. So I have a lot of buttons and beads and things like that in here. And I have another little storage one down here. And so it's going to be a whole lot easier for me to get these in and out, because before I had a lot of stuff up here. I had to take all that stuff out to be able to get this out, and it was kind of a pain. So I like that. So that's all nice and neatly squared away. And so a lot of the stuff that was in that drawer, I put into this bin here called, and it's all the charms. So these are all different kinds of charms that I try to pick up when they're on clearance at Hobby Lobby or any other store where I find some really cute charms. So they're all in there, which I love. And then I had this beautiful little tin, so I thought I would put my vintage buttons in here. And there's a little more room to grow. And then this drawer, I had all of my eyelets and brads in a plastic container in the closet. So I always had to go over there, and I use these quite a bit. So I cleaned this top drawer out, and because it had, what did it have? Oh, it had all these really decorative like stick pins from my scrapbooking days, and I don't really use those. So I moved those to that bin and put those in the closet. And then I moved this shelf. This whole shelf was in the closet or drawer. And I moved this out here because I use my wax seals a lot. So I like that it's, you know, right closer to my creating area over here. And then this bottom one is, oh, these are all like the things I use to make the spine dangles and things like that. So jump rings and lobster claws and these chains and straight pins and pin heads and all kinds of stuff like that. So that's all in here. So it's easy, just pull that drawer out when I want to make some jewelry. And then I have my charms right here. And then I have some more charms in that white drawer. But what I like about the drawer is it's on wheels. So when I start creating, I roll that cart over, you know, to where it's over here. And then it's closer to my desk, and I just have to roll my chair around. And then these are papers that I still need to put away in my closet. So there's Christmas and fall, and then a couple books that I need to put back up on this shelf up here. So that's a quick, they all have a place to go. I just need to get those put away. The other thing that I worked on, so this was literally at the other end of this table, which is all the way down there where that brown little box is. And I use these all the time. So I thought it made more sense to have these down here. And then I kind of cleaned these up and organized them. And then I made this a little bit neater as well up here. And then the other thing are these 2 bins of scraps back here. And those were down at the other end of the desk as well. So I moved those over here so they're a little closer in reach when I am creating. Another thing that I did is that this shelving thing right here, it was where this blue one was. And I literally don't use I use hardly any of this stuff. I'll use these glassine bags out of here, the Velcro dots, and that's really about it. But they're things like little elastic rubber bands and thumbtacks, so it's things I can't quite get rid of. So I'm going to work on if there's a better storage solution than this, or if I'm going to just leave that be for now. So, but I like it kind of tucked down here now because I really don't have to get into that very often. And I think this looks prettier over here. So, you know, you want to reorganize, but you want it to kind of look pretty too. So, and then I put my create a sticker over here because I don't use that as often. And then I had a whole bunch of these little vintage roses that I picked up at estate sales. And I had some Tim Holtz stuff in here, but I couldn't close the lid. They were like too big for it. So I took all the Tim Holtz stuff out and I put the roses in there, and I like that. And then I'm working on, I have a couple empty drawers here that I want to figure out what I want to put in there. And then nothing's really changed back here. Those have stayed there. And then this is behind the door when you come into the craft room. And what I worked on here are organizing all of my ribbons and laces and trims. They were kind of getting out of control. And then I've purchased a lot of vintage and also from estate sales, a lot of vintage laces. And it was a jumbled mess. And so I went through, I have a couple pictures over on my community page. You can check those out. But I really like these. These are one of the things that I picked up at Target. I really like Target's bins. And these had actually been reduced. I think they were only $4, like $4.29 or something like that. Which I think, and it comes with the lid. So I think those are a good buy. So all my laces and trims. These are kind of like some miscellaneous little ribbons and things like that. So anything miscellaneous, I kind of grouped in there. This is from an estate sale, and it came like this, so I haven't removed it yet. And then here I have ribbons. So lots of ribbons and like some mesh trim. And this is all fall. Disregard that. I have to put a new label. But these are all fall ribbons and things like that. And then these are all rickrack and lace and seam binding, all things like that. And then in here is a whole bunch of just pretty little trims and ribbons and yarn. And I love using this paper trimmer, or this paper container for this. It works well. And then this is all of my, this is from Taperlogy, all my little trims in that box. And then these are all of my vintage trims that are adornments. So I have all those little fun little trims there. And then all of this down here is Christmas. So I have Christmas in here. And some of this is like for decorating around the house. But I put it all together, and ribbons. And then here is, there's a bunch of really pretty lace trims in here, and then also in this one here, a bunch of ribbon. And then this whole thing here. I think I'm good on Christmas ribbon. What do you all think? I feel so much better now that this is all organized, because what was happening is I was just piling loose things up on top of the bins that were up here. And so it was just becoming a hot mess. So this looks a lot better, and we'll see how long I keep it this way, right? When my daughter was in from LA, I was chatting with her about strategies for the craft room. And one of the things I realized, or I thought about, is that all of this fabric, I had it up here. And so it was always a pain. I had to get my stepladder out to get my fabrics up and down. And so what I did is I moved these items, this here and that there, it was on this bottom shelf down here. And I don't use a lot of the items in there very often. And like this is all like fall, Halloween stuff. Those are those charms I was telling you about, or those stick pins. And that's some, I forget what's in that one. I haven't put a label on it, but I don't use it that often. And so I moved these bins down here. So my fabric's right here, accessible. So I'm super excited about that. And then this is another bin that I really like from Target. And I forget how much these were, but I think they were like $5 something. So again, I think it's a very affordable price. They hold up well. The lid comes with it. So I feel really good about that. Oh, the other thing, that construction paper and felt was down on this shelf. And I'm like, I never use that. So we'll put it up there. At some point, I'm going to get rid of some of this stuff. Another fun little trick that I did for some vertical storage is little projects that I have. Like I have a dog journal and I have a ocean journal. I'm hanging them in these bags, all the papers and books and fabric and stuff. So I have a little project ready to go, and it's hung up and it's out of the way. And then I have my Big Shot fold away and my embossing folders and dies. I want to organize those better because they're all just crammed in there. So that's still on the to-do list. The other thing I did is working on cleaning off my sewing table. It was just getting stockpiled full of stuff that doesn't really belong there. I didn't have a place for it. So I started putting things away where they go. And so that table's getting a little bit cleaner. I have a couple more things over here. I need to decide what to do with some of these decorative pieces here because they all don't need to be on this table. One cute little thing that I picked up at Target was this little bird. It was in the Valentine's section in the back of the Target, and I couldn't pass him up. It was so cute. Underneath this desk area over here, this is to the left of my creating station, all of this stuff was just, it was a hot mess. The papers were all over the floor. So I went through and organized those papers in those paper bins. And then I have all of my Disney stuff from Disney trips there that I still need to organize. And then my stamps, I want to go through those and figure out a better way to organize them. So that's still a to-do project for sure. This isn't necessarily new, but I purchased these at scrapbook.com. Wait till they have a sale and you can get these at a pretty decent price. But I think they're 13 by 13. They fit 12 by 12 paper, so they're bigger than 12 by 12, but I don't remember the exact dimensions. But I love these for, like, this is like my nature theme for this month for my patrons. So as I was cleaning and organizing, I was pulling out things. I'm like, oh, this might work for this month. This might be good for this month. So I put them in here. And then, so I've just gone through, I have different journal project ideas that I want to make. I have previous Patreon month themes in here. And once I'm done, I'll kind of split the kit back up and put the things where they go. But I love this as like when something's in progress, and be able to put them in there. And they're nice and sturdy. And yeah, wait till they're on sale. And I think they're really good. So the other thing underneath this desk in front of the windows are these magazine holders. And I got these off of Amazon. and you can see what I'm storing in them. I have like medium scraps, small scraps, large scraps. This is like mailers and basically junk that, I want to use into my projects. And then I am putting some magazines in some of them. But I really want to get another shelf or two put up on the wall. And that way I can move all of this and all of these up on a shelf and get them up off of the floor. So I still have quite a bit left to do, but I kind of wanted to show you the progress thus far. And, what I'm currently working on or in the middle of is all of these little different ephemera bits and pieces and trying to figure out how and where I want to store these. And so I'm just kind of marinating on that, because what I have currently is I have all of these here that I'm storing ephemera in. And then I have all of these up here, and I did a video on labeling these if you're interested. But I have all of these up here storing ephemera in. And so I think what I want to try to do is anything that is over on the desk over there, if there's a home already for it, then I'll put it in the home that's up here. And you can see I have postcards and vintage cards, and then other vintage ephemera back behind that. So that's kind of what I'm working on right now. And then this is a lot of like Happy Mail I've received, or other little stationery things that I've made. So I need to go through and sort that out. But the tricky part is like, your creative studios or Taper Logi kits. Do I keep it as a kit, or am I going to break it up and put like all the rub-ons together in a container? And so all the rub-ons are there. But then I have all these little papers. Do I keep, so that's kind of what I'm going through, is trying to decide, do I break all this up? Do I keep it as a kit? Do I just store it as, if it's all mushrooms, then it all goes in mushrooms. If it's all travel. So that's kind of what I'm working through right now, in addition to the stamps and the Disney. So yeah, it's never ending, isn't it? But I also wanted to point out that I'm going to have a organization video on a spare bedroom of mine, where I have a lot of my mailing packaging and my estate sale finds, and getting that room organized. So those are some older videos, but I'm going to be posting those, so you'll be able to check those out as well. So that's the progress I've made thus far, and I'm excited to see, how I've moved things closer to my creating table, how that works, if I like it, or if I'll have to make additional changes going forward. But yeah, I'm excited to start trying it out in the new locations, and I'll let y'all know how it goes. Now, if you want a tour of the entire craft room, I have a couple different videos. You can check those out. I'll link those as cards to this video, so if you want to check those out. But I hope everyone's doing well, having a good Sunday, and I will talk to y'all in the next video. Bye.